nice sound of robins. Oh, hello. Welcome to Tweed's Garage, where we're back outside with the OBU. Yeah, the outside broadcasting unit with the ruddy-faced cameraman over there. Yes, and as I promised you, I thought I'd show you some of the fleet when it's working. So, this is my 1969 Suzuki K10P, and being Japanese, it's working. Done a bit of work on it, little bits and bobs. Yeah, the main issue that was stopping me using it a lot was couldn't stop it pinking. No matter what I'd done with the timing, it was always pinking. So yeah, it could have been seals, all that kind of thing, but it started really easy, ran really well. And then we had other issues. If you go back, I'll put the playlist down below, head gaskets, that kind of thing, strip threads. Yeah, so cured all those, but then I had to sort of go in and tried new points before anybody suggests it, different makes, different manufacturers. Couldn't get the timing in on the markings on the alternator housing. So in the end, we fired up the mill and put it on the mill, done some adjustments, and that seems to have sorted it out. I've got it roughly where I want it, so it's pretty good. Bogs down a little bit, but once it gets going, trots along quite nicely. So, what is it? Well, 2-stroke, 80cc, single cylinder, compression ratio quite low, 6.9, something like that. Seating for 2 small people, but yeah, runs really nice. Fully working telescopic forks at the front, shock absorbers at the back. So at the time, 1969, in the UK, its only sort of competition was the BSA Beagle, which was, hang on, I'll check my figures, excuse me, 75cc. So it's sort of 75cc less. It was £95. The Suzuki was £27, 17 shillings more, which sounds quite a bit. But the Beagle didn't get a battery with it. You probably got a Y-pack, generating system, maybe, if you were lucky. Yeah, 3-speed. I don't think it had suspension on the back. Very rudimentary suspension on the front. Compared to the Suzuki, you had 4 speeds. Another 5cc battery, charging system, motorcycle suspension at the front and motorcycle suspension at the back, enclosed chain guard, nice chrome rims, decent brakes, and nice looking to boot. So luckily for me, somebody did sort of part with the extra £27 and purchase this rather than a Beagle, which I'm quite glad about. So yeah, there it is. Now, by 1969, Suzuki was sort of quite well known. They sort of didn't start coming out over to Europe till about 1960, where they started attempting to get their name about by going to the Isle of Man TT. So Suzuki sent a team over to the 1960 Isle of Man TT, but didn't do very well. And oh yes, how the British laughed, how we laughed at them as they went back to Japan with their tail between their legs. Unfortunately, they came back in '62 and won the 50cc TT class, and then come back in 1963 and won the 50cc class and the 125 class. So by then, notice was being taken, and yeah, as we all know, a few more years, writing was on the wall, and the Japanese conquered the market. But yeah, there it is. Nice little bike. Very classic, harking on to, BSAs of the era with the chrome take panels and practical deep valance mudguards. But yeah, and the fully enclosed chain guard. So a nice little package. Let me take you around it. So there you go, looking fine in the winter sun. As you can see, single cylinder, 4-speed box, auto lube, which also, you know, the Beagle didn't have. You had to pre-mix it to sort out your petrol and oil mix. This does it automatically for you, and that all works very well. Nice comfy seat, enough room for two, as I said, very small people. Decent brakes, front and back, and yeah, what else is there to say? Oh, yeah, what else it had, which no British bike had at the time, is a neutral light, which was unheard of. I think maybe Aerial Arrow, Aerial Leader may have had them later on. I think there's a switch on the gearbox of mine for a neutral light, but yeah, all the other British manufacturers, never heard of a neutral light. The only thing is really weird on this bike is it's wired into the horn circuit. So it's sort of, so you've got brake light, horn and the neutral light are constantly live. So one thing you have to do when you park it up is it's in neutral, just tab it down once like that. So it's still in neutral, but the light goes out. Not sure the reason why, but that's how it is. Two horsepower extra. Another horsepower. So after their 1963 victory and Suzuki's name being known, they opened up an importers in the UK, and the K10P was sort of mid-range. They'd done a M15 Sportsman, an M12 Super Sport and an M15D Sovereign with electric start. They were all 50cc. Then came the K10P Sports, this one, and the flagship was the T10 250 Twin. And then it grew up a bit, a few years on, and became the very much loved in the UK Bloop, as it was called, or the B100P. So yeah. And why 80cc? It's a bit strange. We have, well, we have the C90 Honda, you know, very early on, unusual cc for a bike, you know, not 50, not 125. And then there was Suzuki's 80cc, and one of the Yamahas was 80cc as well. And as with all these things, it was down to tax rules of the time. You could sort of, I think you didn't need to pay tax and also your license was a lot easier on bikes 4-stroke under 90cc. So yeah, Honda went for the C90 and Suzuki and Yamaha went for the 80cc's as well. I think Bridgestone probably done one, and not sure if Kawasaki were going just yet. Somebody will say. But anyway, yeah, so that's why 80cc. Performance wise, on the flat, it will trot along happily at sort of 40 mile an hour. It will tackle hills. Most reasonable hills you can get up in third, around 30, and it will still pull. I did try one further down the road from here, but yeah, we did have to go into second, but that's quite an extreme hill, and I wasn't brave enough on the downhill section to get me speed up enough to make it to the top. So yeah, everyday riding, it's pretty good. You know, even in modern traffic, it'll get a lick on. There's quite a wide space between third and fourth, so you're sort of screaming it in third and knock it into fourth. If you do it too early, it will bog down a little bit if you've got a bit of an incline. But no, it's great fun. So I will try and put you on it and we'll go for a little ride. All right. Special mention should go to Japan's Mitsu Ito, who in 1963 won the 50cc TT and has so far been the only Japanese rider with a TT victory. So it's quite comfortable aboard. The only trouble being it was designed for a Japanese man in the 1960s, where the average height for a Japanese man was 5'5" and an average weight of about 9 stone. So unfortunately I had about another 5 inches to the height and the wind resistance, and probably, if I'm being conservative, about 3.5 stone. As we crack along the flat here, if I tuck my elbows in, hunch down a little bit, we can get the speedo nearly hitting 50 mile an hour. So she's not far off her original top speed. I think it was about 48, but I'd have to check that. So riding experience is pretty good. You can't be too heavy with the brakes. The front forks will pogo, so you have to use more back brake. But if you're gentle with it, the front forks are fine. You know, the criticism of the time was Japanese suspension and handling was awful. But you can chuck this around and it's good fun. As I said, you just got to be gentle with it. Smooth and steady, but she won't let you down. And the other thing with being a bit taller, not fitting the bike properly, looking like a bear riding a roller skate, you can fluff the gears up occasionally. And it's also an unusual pattern for today, where neutral is at the top and the other 4 gears are down. There you go, hope you like that. If you did, give us a little like and hit subscribe, and we'll see you in another video. Alright, cheerio. Hello and welcome to Tweed's Garage. It was a little bit hoarse, racing power. Yeah, and as you can see, there's a noisy aeroplane up above. Welcome to Tweed's Garage, where we're outside with the OBD. Broadcasting? No, OBU.